How you guys doing? Welcome. So I have a question. Seems like the last time I was on live tear on the beach, my microphone was not working for me, but you could hear everything in the background. So the issue with this microphone prior was if I didn't hold it like this, you couldn't hear anything. And when I held it down low, it was lower. So tell me, can you hear me? Like, is it a good reception from where it's at right now? And if you can hear me good, then I'll just keep it right there, pinned to me. Let me see. I am at home today. Here we go. And, whew, it's hot. And so I just want to say welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Cerise. Welcome. If you have a moment, take a moment to subscribe. If you're looking for any information on real estate, on renting an apartment here, airport pickup drop off, buying land and building, I have access to a lot of awesome connections that you may find really helpful. Who do we have here? It is fine. Clip to your blouse. Thank you, Gerard. Thank you very much for that. I'm glad you guys can hear me. So today's video, today's live to air is on the busiest time tourism the Dominican has ever had with tourism. The Dominican Republic is doing amazingly well. And of course, it has to do with a multitude of things. It has to do with the way of the world. You know, when a lot of people, they realized they were locked in and they wanted to get out. And then also because it's a developing country and it is developing a lot farther ahead and it's getting really, really developed. And so because of that, prices are going up. A lot of people are getting a little upset with some of the apartments and the apartment prices in the homes. They're like, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. The Dominican Republic shouldn't be charging that much. And why shouldn't they? Of course, there's construction in the background now, right? It is what it is, guys. Thank you for hitting that like button, guys. Wow, 4 of you already hit that like button. Thank you so much. So, tourism is going up. That means prices are going up and everything on everything that you could imagine. And why not? I mean, you know, the only thing that is not going up are people's working income here. The locals are still making the same amount of money as what they made before the world changed. So that I feel is going to change soon as well because the president, Abinader, he is on a lot of the stuff around the country. He's very hands-on with the people and the tourists. He's hands-on with a lot. The only thing that I haven't heard him really speak on yet are the expats living here. And, you know, I think, you know, there's like, I don't know, there's 2 ways about it. If you're here as an expat and you're living here, then some people do it undercover. When they're leaving, they're going home. They pay their exit taxes at the airport, which is not a bad price. It's $50 if you're here for 3 months. It's $80 if you're here for 9 months. You know, so it's not a bad price. And so I think right now, the expats, he's just leaving untouchable. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me still again. I want to check in there. Can you guys let me know if you can hear me? Again, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I just made the cutest little video before I started this video. And it was of a little baby gecko, a little tight, like literally this small. And I just made the video and he's so cute and I hope he comes back to visit. He was in my apartment, just chilling in the chair in my apartment. And I wanted to show you guys that you shouldn't kill them because they go in there and they'll eat all your bugs. They're not trying to get food out the garbage. They're not like mice. They're not like rats. They are literally just looking for any types of mosquitoes or whatever. So it's always a good thing. And they keep cockroaches away. They keep mosquitoes away. So that's always wonderful. Do you guys have any questions today before I go on? Make sure you let me know you can hear me, please, on my microphone. Microphone check, microphone check. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm located right now in Los Charamicos. Los Charamicos is a beach town, so to speak, but it is a neighborhood. It's a Dominican neighborhood. So it actually has expats living here. That's people who have come here to live their life and for the rest of their lives, most people, and also locals. I like it because everything is so convenient. I just got off the phone doing a consultation. Hi, Anne. It was a pleasure speaking to you, girl. A Canadian, and she's been here many times before. There's a mosquito. She's been here many times before, and she stayed in Puerta Plata. She has a lot of family friends that I'm pretty sure she would consider family in Puerta Plata. But now she wants to come try out Sosua. So, she has a dog that she's bringing with her as well. So I'm going to be trying very hard to get her a place that accepts animals. Animals, that's the one thing, that's the one wedge that is that gets in the way of getting a really good apartment. Not everyone accepts animals. And I think it's just because of, the past. A lot of people don't take care of their animals, they poo and they pee, or the place ends up smelling like pee, poo, whatever. And then the landlords, they get very angry afterwards. I would say 95% of the places that rent here that I know do not accept animals. So if you can get a place that accepts animals, then good for you. Let me know where it's located. If you are somebody that rents here and you accept animals, please let me know. Now, this apartment that I was going to get for Anne goes for $550, and it is available starting sometime in November. So please, if you're looking for an apartment in that range, $550, one bedroom, and you're going to be taking it long term, let me know, because I have one for you. Like, no animals though, but it's still a gem of a location and a gem of an apartment, a one bedroom apartment, and not many of them right now are going for $550. I did a video the other day of one, and they're letting it go for $950 for 2 bedrooms on Pedro Clisante, just to give you an idea of how the prices are going up a lot. I haven't posted it yet, but I will be posting it. Al, hola Al, how are you? Que lo que? I'm at home right now on my terrace. I was gonna go to Pirates Bay today, or to Flip Flops, or to Cheers Bar, or somewhere on Pedro Clisante, but I decided just to stay home and just chill. I love my place. I always feel so comfortable at home, so why not? But yes, so again, if you are bringing an animal to the Dominican Republic, then that cuts your chances down a little bit of just being able to get any place. Even if you're paying more for rent, then chances are you're not going to be able to have an animal. I'm pretty sure in Casa Linda you can have an animal. I have a place right now in Casa Linda, long-term rental. That's another thing that's not common in Casa Linda. 4 bedroom, 2 floors, very spacious. Contact me. I'll send you the photos and also the video link. It's going for $2,400 right now monthly. And that's in a gated community where you're going to have a restaurant, and you're going to have, 2 restaurants, a water park, 24-hour security, and like I said, private pool. So it's really nice. And yes, the price may seem expensive to some of you who are coming here to get economical rent. But for those of you who do have the budget, and you do have a family, and you're looking for something that is worth it every month, and you just don't want to own yet, then that's an option for you. let me know. Long-term Casa Linda Villa, okay? 2,400 a month. And yeah, so this other place, it's 550 a month. It's just over here by Super Pola. Great deal, 1 bedroom, comes with Wi-Fi, internet, flat screen TV. Well, Wi-Fi and internet is the same thing. I meant to say Wi-Fi, cable, flat screen TV, wonderful looking terrace, a balcony. So it's a pretty good deal. Now, aside from that, insurance, I was also talking about insurance with Anne as well. Her questions were so wonderful. I'm going to do a video on insurance just to let you guys know, because she heard from another vlogger that it takes 3 months for it to kick in if you come here and you get insurance. Absolutely not. If you buy your insurance on the 15th, it kicks in on the 1st of every month. So you can get your insurance on like the 15th of November, and by December 1st, it's going to kick in. Okay, now if you're 65, you're not eligible for insurance with this particular insurance company. But if you get it before you're 65, then you have it for a lifetime. You just continue to pay it. It doesn't just cut off when you turn 65. I'll be doing more of a video on it in the near future, just to let you know, because a lot of you guys are coming down here and you're like, listen, I need insurance and I need a bank account, I need a doctor, I need a dentist. And these are all things that we cover inside of a consultation. I will connect you with everyone on WhatsApp, private messages. I make the introduction. So for instance, if you want to have an apartment or whatever, I help you get the apartment, and I hold your hand throughout the process pretty much. The other day, a woman contacted me for an apartment only, not for a consultation, just for an apartment. And she's like, well, can I have the landlord's number? And I said, no, you can't until you pay the deposit and until the landlord collects the deposit at Western Union or Caribbean Express, sends me the receipt if I don't do it myself. Some people, I get them to send it to me themselves, and I'll go to Western Union and pick up the payment and pay it to the landlord for them. And that's how I feel comfortable doing it. I don't want a landlord saying you didn't pay something when you did. And also, I don't want clients that may be a little dishonest. I've never had that before, but just saying it could happen. Someone saying, no, I paid it. The landlord's lying, right? And then there's no trail behind whatever. As long as I'm the middleman between it all, once the payment is made, bam, you get the phone number and I connect you with the landlord. The landlord will send you the Google PIN so you know exactly where you're going. Some places provide airport pickup and drop off. Some places don't. If they don't, then give me a shout. If they do, and it's over $25 American, give me a shout, because some people try to make, living off going to the airport for people. I don't pick you up from the airport. I provide it, and it's a job that I provide to Dominicans here. So the Dominican will speak English and Spanish when they pick you up. Fluent English. You will be able to understand them. Same thing with the healthcare. Same thing with the bank account. Same thing with the dentist. Same thing with the doctor. Everyone will speak English. You don't have anything to worry about if you don't speak Spanish, because a lot of people are relocating right now, and tourism is huge at this moment. There's some people contacting me, and one of the things that Anne and I spoke about as well on the phone today during our consultation, I just want to check in and make sure that I can hear you guys, and also say hi. Look at these. Hassan, hello from New York. Hello, Hassan. Mama J, hello from Washington, D.C. Hola, amor. I love DR, Mama J says. Mama J, where have you been? Haven't heard from you in a while. Can you guys hear me good enough? Let me know. But yes, tourism is going up, and a lot of people are, they're like, you know what, Cerise, I'll wait till high season is over for me to relocate. I wouldn't if I were you. If you can relocate now, relocate now. The reason why I'm saying that is because prices are only going to keep going up. But that's not to make you feel discouraged or to scare you either. Like seriously, if you are a person that can live outside of Sosua, like in Puerta Plata or even Sabaneta, some of the areas that I mentioned on my other live to airs, then you're good because you can still get a place under 500 a month. My gosh, in Puerto Plata, you can get sometimes a 3-bedroom house for like under 1,000 furnished. Okay, some places are unfurnished, but it's becoming difficult. That's all I'm saying. And you may not be in the convenience of like the expat area or the convenience of the beach, but you still will be close enough to where you can not even necessarily need a vehicle, and you can just hop on public car, public transit. There's 3 forms of transit in most areas here in the expat areas, and that is guagua. Well, I say guagua because it's Gua, but it's pronounced guagua. And there's also public car, which is like Uber Pool, and then there's also taxi, moto taxi. So all those forms of transportation are very, very convenient. Now, when it comes to animals, I know I'm not allowed to take Noche on the public bus, and I'm not allowed to take her in the public car if there's other people in the public car. Now, with the public car, you can negotiate a price. You can say to them, listen, because public car is like Uber Pool. Everyone just gets into the car together, right? And you're just kind of squeezed in there. But if you want to take a private trip and you just want to have like a driver, like a private taxi driver, you can negotiate a price, and you can say like, let me give you a scenario. If I wanted to take Noche to her groomers, I call it the beauty salon. If I wanted to take Noche to the beauty salon, I would just go over here to the street and I would just say, hey, how much would it be to go to Playa Laguna area? And they give a price, and then if I feel it's a good price, then I say, okay. If not, then I'll just put Noche on a motoconcho with me. Noche's used to the motoconcho. We take motoconchos everywhere together because ever since she was a baby, I've had her on them. But not all dogs like to get on the back of a motorcycle. Okay, some dogs are like, oh my gosh, they're just not used to it, and for obvious reasons, it could be dangerous. Let's see, Mama J said, I was in DR for 2 months, just came back to the States, planning to come back August next year. I will visit Sosua. We want to try Zanzibar restaurant. Zanzibar is going through some changes right now because the owner is selling the place, and Carrie. And the reason why, I can't blame the guy. I love Zanzibar. You guys know I love Zanzibar. Smoked turkey, smoked chicken, gumbo, shrimp gumbo, everything like that. But he opened it during the pandemic. And that's got to take a lot out of someone. And it was his first business ever here. And it was on the beach. And it was completely unpredictable. And so, I think it really took a toll. And he said to me the other day, he's like, Cerise, he's not even opening right now. He's locking up shop. He's keeping everything inside storage. And he's going to sell the business if someone wants to buy all of the products and the name and the corporation and everything. He's going to sell it off. And he is willing to, you can just take it off his hands. He's just not opening. He told me, he's like, Cerise, I just want to travel around this beautiful island that I live on and where I came to stay for the rest of my life. So, it is work when you open up a restaurant here, right? It takes away from you. It's like raising a baby. So if you are a person that is looking for a business, if you're looking for like a turnkey business, because it is definitely a business where you just put out your chairs and you put your music on and people are going to sit down, especially with all the promotion that I've done and the promotion that a lot of other people have done. And, people will just, they love a good turkey wing. They love a good chicken wing, and the food there was good too. So yes, Zanzibar is closed, but Mama J, you can still come to Sosua, and there's all kinds of other restaurants around that we can all hit, and it'll be really fun too. Colin, hey Colin, how are you, sweetheart? I remember you messaged me the other day, but I think I got back to you, right? I'm pretty sure. I don't remember you getting back to me. Boom, boom. What's up? Cerise, good afternoon, my sister. We love you. Thank you. I love you too. Boom, boom. How are you? Thank you for all your literature that you send me on WhatsApp. I love it. It's very informative. And, I always forward it to people as well. There have been some talks about the passports here. And I just want to tell you guys, I saw something today in one of the groups that I'm a part of, and it says that, okay, before it said that the government wanted every province here to be 70% vaxxed in order to open up and end the curfew. Well, that wasn't happening. And a lot of people weren't going for it, at all. So then they opened it up and they said, all right, everything's open, no curfew. But to enter gyms, to enter like schools and banks and grocery stores, then you do need to have the passport. You definitely do. Not for churches and not for hospitals. Isn't that beautiful? Like, seriously, let people go and pray without prejudice. And also, if someone is sick, open your doors to them. Like, it doesn't mean that just because they're unvaxxed that they're sick, like they may have something like an emergency. So I really love the Dominican Republic for that. But now, an even further update on that is this passport stuff is a way for them to get more people the XX. I don't want this video flagged talking about that language constantly, right? So let me just call it the X. And so if someone is not X'd, then what they're doing is they're waiting for certain provinces to be X'd more. So when every province is 70% X'd, then there's no more passports that you need to show. The passports will be taken away. So that is pretty good news that I heard today. And of course, things change constantly around the world. It has nothing to do with the Dominican Republic. It has to do with the state of the world. So that may change overnight, but I just can't see here. Now, if you come here and you go to a resort, you don't, those rules don't apply. You don't need to show the passport when you're on a resort, obviously, right? You're just on the resort because they assume that you're here from another country. So they assume that most foreigners will be X'd. Now, some people have been asking, do you need to have the X before you enter the Dominican Republic? No, you do not. Do you need to have a PCR test? At one point you did. Right now, I haven't heard of anyone doing it. A few days ago, I did. I heard that it's still valid, but nowadays, lately, I haven't heard it. So I actually put a question out on one of the forums today that I am a part of, yesterday, and I asked the question and they said, no, you don't need anything to come into the Dominican Republic. Message me privately on my WhatsApp if you have any more questions about that before your trip though, because remember, things can change and you don't want to be surprised at the airport coming in from whatever country you're coming in from. Canada right now, you cannot fly, I think starting the 18th, you cannot fly or take the train without the X. And that is, first they were saying domestically, now I'm hearing that it's international as well. Okay, so that has changed quite rapidly as well. So you see, it's not just the Dominican Republic, it's all around the world where this information is updating itself and at the last minute. Now, there are a few positive things for Canadians listening to this right now. It seems like there is a little glitch in the program happening in Canada because the frontline workers, hospital workers right now, they were supposed to be fired if they didn't get the X, and that's being held off. So they're not firing the nurses, which is a good thing, you know, because the nurses were the ones on the front line the whole time. If anyone has herd immunity, it would be them. Why make them go through getting all that when half of them had already the virus, and then most of them that didn't, they're probably immune to it. They built up the antibodies that are necessary for the most part, you know. So we do have to keep it real, because viruses are viruses. And let me see, any more updates? So yeah, the curfew is done. A lot of you guys were waiting for that, I know. And let me see here. We have Copa Chata. Hola, Cerise, I'm just waiting for the madness to end. I'm not for the testing and will never ever go for the inoculation of the entire world. Okay. So I will stick to the Isles of Georgia and coastal Florida. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. When I heard that we needed vaccine passports here, I was shocked, but then I realized it had a lot to do with the agreement that the Dominican Republic made with Canada, right? Because they made an agreement that Canada would open up everything and take the Dominican Republic off the red list, whatever it's called, if the Dominican Republic kind of went with the rules. And so that's what's going on. So the madness will end. I keep saying to people, this too shall pass, because there are people who are pro-X's and there are people who are anti. And most people, for the most part, are not necessarily anti. They just want to wait a little bit until either they have no choice, or either until the laws change a little bit again. Right? Because just because something is mandated, it doesn't mean that it's a law. And I think a lot of people are figuring that out. And I have a client. She's a nurse, okay? And she went to work in America, and she's sitting there, and they said to her, "You're not supposed to show up today." And she said, "Yeah, I know, but you didn't fire me. You have to fire me first." And they were like, "Well, no, we can't do that." And she's like, "Then I'm working. Like, you fire me first, and then I'm gone. Give me my papers. Give me my reason for termination." And they said, "Well, you didn't take the X." And she's like, "Yeah, but that's not law. Like, you have to fire someone before they don't show up to work." And they couldn't do it. Her friends could not do it to her. Her own, like the administration of the hospital, they really liked her. She's one of the best nurses, especially during the thick of everything a year and a half ago when it first started. She was working back to back, hours back to back. She was even spending time more at the hospital than she was in her own home. She has no children, no family. She's single. So imagine, she said she'd go home, and she had no animals either. So she would go home and she would just be like worrying constantly. And she would go and take double shifts in order for her friends, her co-workers who were like her family, to go home and share time with their family. You know, and then she gets to the hospital and they're going to fire her. Well, they refused to. They said they just couldn't. So they just kind of put her on a little leave for a minute. And that's in America though, not Canada. But in Canada, there's some changes going on. But here right now, there's no talk about masks. Nobody's talking about masks. I haven't heard anything about masks. I don't see anyone wearing them, unless it's like a pro-vaxxer, or like someone who like really enjoys that type of ruling. There was a woman online today, and we're not going to call names, but there was a woman online today, and she was like, there was another person that made a post on Facebook, and she was like, a person asked why, like if there's no masks and there's no curfew, then why would there be passports? Like, we're not understanding this. And the woman comes on the post and she's like, look, we need to know who's poison and who's not poison. And it's like, why do you need to know that? Why do you need to know who has done what with their body and who hasn't? What is that going to do? If she's got a vax, then she needs to sit back and be quiet. Let other people handle their own lane. Let other people do what they got to do. You know, and anyway, so we have some of that here, some Karens, we can call them, right? There's all kinds of different breeds of them. But Karens, all up in other people's business. That woman chose to go get it. That woman chose, she's probably the woman that's going to continue to get them if this continues to go on. There are some people who are pro, down to the bone. And they are even saying to me, you know what, Cerise? I'm rethinking this. Because I do, like, more than a couple of people, but let me just give you a scenario of one woman. She's like, Cerise, I'm so pro. She's a nurse here as well, and she lives here in the Dominican Republic, and you know, she does like Botox and she does filler and all that stuff. And she said to me, she said, Cerise, you know what? I'm pro. But if they continue to bring out boosters and they continue to bring out a whole bunch of stuff, this is not making sense any longer. She's like, and then I'm on the fence, and then I would have to start kicking up my feet. So I think we're having a lot of that going on around the world now too. A lot of people who ran to get it, thinking they were doing the right thing, and they're like, okay, just 2 needles, that sounds all right, right? One, and then you get another one a few weeks later. All right, that sounds right. But then now they're talking about boosters, and now they're talking about this and that. And I think it's just getting a little out of control, right? Oh, that's the thing. They're going to stop asking for passports here when people have both vaccines. Okay, so when 70% of the population has both of them, not just one. So yeah, they're not talking a lot about boosters here. The other day on my live to air, I was speaking to someone and on Wednesday, and he said that he got the booster already. And he was sitting at the table, and even on my live to air, I looked at him and I'm like, are you okay? This was just Wednesday. And I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, no. Are you okay? Like, I had to ask him a couple of times, and he's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you a little bit sad? Like, poco triste? You guys will hear it in the video. And he's like, no. But he was just sitting there, tired. And he didn't look like his lively, talkative self. And something wasn't right. Yeah, he got some water on his shoes and stuff like that. But that doesn't stop someone and make them sit down for, like, you know, an hour and a half. He sat with me during my whole live to air, and he never does that. Like, he's always the person that is always hustling. He sells watches on the beach, and he always has his hustle on. Hold on. He always has his hustle on. So, you know, I'm like, dude, are you all right? So we all have to be careful. Just make sure you have everything lined up. Here in the Dominican Republic, they're trying to take care of everyone. And I haven't really heard about anyone getting it, like getting the virus any longer. I just heard about people talking about the curfew being over, talking about, you know, what other people need to come in here. So that's pretty much it. And again, masks only when you go into the bank, only when you go into the grocery store, and all that stuff. Like, I don't even like to wear masks. There's this one restaurant that I go to, and all of the workers wear masks. It's the only restaurant that I go to here in El Bate, and I'm not going to say the name because I love the owner, and I don't know why that they still have to wear these masks. I really don't know why. I guess he just doesn't want to be closed down or questioned. But these women wear masks, and one of the women, her whole entire face is broken out, like, from the masks. And I'm like, wow. And I told her, pee on your face, girlfriend. I got that advice from a guy named Gus. I tried it, but I tried it for, like, wrinkles, you know, for fine lines. But she told me she was going to try it. I told her, just take a little cotton ball, your first pee of the morning, and try it. I know it sounds gross to some of you guys, and some of you guys are probably like, what? Probably like, Cerise, come on. But really, it's a thing. It's called urea, 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 I guess. And it's a vitamin that's inside of urine. And you get more of that vitamin through your first pee of the day. And it heals your skin, apparently. I heard it from a fishing captain, and he said that he peed on his hands, and within 2 days, his skin was soft as a baby's butt. So, and that's a pretty good testimony, I would say. So yeah, I told her to do that because when she took off her mask and I saw, it looked like literal cysts, like really ingrowing pimples. So it can't be healthy to be wearing those things all the time. And it's not like it's going to fight off any type of an infection. And it's not like it's going to also prevent anyone else from getting something from them. Lots of people have the same mask on all the time. You're supposed to get rid of them every few hours. So a few things are backwards, but who are we to say? None of us are scientists. Well, some of us are, right, listening to this, but I'm not a scientist and I'm not a doctor. So what can I say? But I am an observer of life, and I'm an observer of people. And I have noticed that a lot of people, are becoming very aggressive online that have it. They're very aggressive. And it's really, really sad because it's like, whoa, back off, buddy. Like, you got yours, be quiet. Leave that other person alone. Let them talk about what they want to talk about. I put something on a post a few months ago about just how unstable it is. And one woman came on my post on Facebook, and she's like, oh yeah? Well, blah, 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 blah. And I got back to her calm and cool and collected. And I was like, listen, and I gave her my peace of mind, and she's like, whatever, blah, blah. And I said, I had to put her in check. And I said, you do know where you are right now, right? You're up on my profile. Like, this is my house right here. This is my Facebook page. You do know where you are. Because she's like, why are you saying blah, 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 blah? And I wasn't like saying anything scientific or anything. I'm not one of those people that tries to give scientific this and that. I put out certain videos that, to give you just another look at things. And so anyway, that was that. Here is a different vibe. I was very surprised when the president brought out this vaccine passport stuff. I was shocked. I was actually very hurt. I was like, whoa, man, I had so much faith in that man, but then I saw today the new news, and I'm like, my faith is restored in him. It's only for now until most people get their second vaccine. There's people in Canada that I know that have fake vaccines, fake vaccine proof, And I don't know. It just is what it is. Let me see some of these messages here. Mr. Good Vibes. Oh, wait. Here, we got some other people here. Copa. Wow. Colin Harder. Did you say local restaurants in the DR are checking for vaccine records? Colin, yes. They're bringing it out, and it's starting on Monday. Not Monday, the 18th. I don't know when the 18th is. So October 18th, starting October 18th, people here in the Dominican Republic have to show their vaccine passport. Otherwise, they cannot go into restaurants. They cannot go into gyms. They cannot go into banks. I haven't really seen banks yet. I'm not sure about banks. But you can't go into gyms. You can't go into restaurants. You can't go on the public transit. Right? And I'm pretty sure schools. But I know exempt from that are churches and hospitals. Okay? So, and that is only in place for a moment. It's not indefinitely. And again, my heart was broken when I thought it was indefinitely. I was like, that's not going to last, not in Sosua. And then I realized, oh, okay, it's not going to be an indefinite amount of time. And it wouldn't last in Sosua because, number one, let's break it down. Most people that are coming here in Sosua, for the most part, that are foreigners, are just getting off the plane, right? So if they're just getting off the plane, chances are 90% of them are X'd. And not only that, when they do come here, they're not trying to go to grocery stores, especially if they're only here for 7 days. They're not trying to go to banks, especially if they're only here for 7 days, right? They're here for 7 days. What are they here for? The beach, patios, and that's about it. Like, where else are you going to go, really? Like, workplaces, you have to have it. Workplaces as well. Okay, but I mean, where is a tourist going? A tourist isn't coming here to go to work. A tourist isn't coming here to go. And restaurants, if we really want to consider restaurants, we sit outside. I mean, the option to sit in a restaurant usually is for people that really only like air conditioning. And most of the restaurants here are not air conditioned. I can think off the top of my head, 2 of them. Two. Kalo K and Velvet Cafe. That's it. 2 of them. One is on Alio Martinez and the other one's on Pedro Clisante. Worlds away from each other, you know, and one American owns it and the other one a Canadian owns it. But most places, for the most part, are open concept, right? Goddess restaurant, there's a tiki tent, there's a covering, but there's no air conditioning because it's like one big patio, right? It doesn't even have doors to go in and out. It has a sliding glass at one point just because just in case a lot of wind is coming in from the sand on the beach. But on the other end, there's no doors. There's Cheers Bar. Cheers Bar has no doors. Where I go to sing karaoke, no doors. Pirates Bay over here, no doors. Mateo's, I don't think Mateo's has doors, but again, I know of another place that has air conditioning, Mile High on Pedro Clisante, and maybe Jesse's as well. I'm not sure, probably Jesse's as well. But most of these places also have outdoor patios, and that's where most people sit. Because they're sitting outside to network, to meet up with friends. You know, a lot of people come here and they came alone, like they're here alone, and then they see other people that they know from their past trips, you know, and they're like, they happen just to see them. Synchronicity happens here all the time. You're sitting somewhere and you're like, oh my gosh, I see it all the time here when I'm somewhere out and about. Like I'll be chilling with someone, or, you know, I'll be like chilling at a next table. And then there's someone that's like, oh my gosh, it's so-and-so. I haven't seen you in like 5 years. Give me your WhatsApp. Now that WhatsApp's so prevalent, right? Give me your WhatsApp. Let's stay in touch. Or are you on Facebook and everything, right? Because a lot of people have been coming here for like 20 years, some people. Before Facebook was even a thing. Before WhatsApp was even a thing. And people didn't really keep in touch with each other, really, just through phone numbers. And it was more long distance to call people. People weren't really calling through the internet back then, right? But nowadays we have all that. So it's so much more convenient to stay in touch with people. But it just so happens that a lot of people, they'll come the same time every year, right? Like some couples, they'll come every February, every single year. For Valentine's Day, and other couples will do the same thing. So they just happen to meet up every year. So I see this a lot, and a lot of people meet up more when they're sitting on the patios than they are inside of a restaurant. So I can't really see that in Sosua that would be a problem. And not only that, I would assume that transportation here, if you're taking a bus, most tourists don't take buses anyway. Most tourists will get a cab or a motoconcho, right? Or walk in Sosua. And if they're going to Cabarete, like I said, they'll just get a cab there, and you don't need one to take a cab because it's not government public transportation. It's private driver, right? So I just couldn't even see that. I just couldn't see it flying here. I really don't. So that's why when people are contacting me through for consultations, you guys that are calling me for consultations for relocation. A lot of you guys just feel so bummed out about it. A lot of Canadians contact me. I am getting so many emails from Canadians saying that they were about to sell their homes and now they can't. They're just going to wait it out. And I'm like, why? Still come. And they're like, no, I'm not into the passport thing. And I'm like, well, after, I don't know when it's going to be, but Canada's closing everything down. You're not going to be able to get out of the country unless you are X'd. So it's the lesser of the evils coming here and waiting for the passport to change, right? So don't change your plans. Still come here. Don't allow, those dirty little words, passport, to affect your trip or to affect your impression about the Dominican Republic. That's not going to fly. Most people here, Dominicans here, some of them don't even have identification, right? So how will the government even know how many people really are vaccinated? I know people that don't even have a cedula, right? Like an identification to say who they are. They're born at home or in the country and they don't have any ID. So, and then there's also people here who have come here, like foreigners, for instance, 20 years ago and never renewed their passport back in their own country because back then passports, I think, were only good for 3 years, 5 years or whatever, right? Now it's 10 years. That's more of I think a recent thing in the last 10 years. Sorry about the noise in the background. Let me read some of these comments right here. Mr. Good Vibes. Hi. Boom, boom. Cerise, last November we hung out in the DR and you are the real deal. Aw, so anyone who hasn't met Cerise because she is the real deal, aw, she is on her channel here. And when I come soon, dinner, it's on me. Yeah, but how you going to get here, bro? Because I know you're not into all that. Norris, hi, Cerise. Passport or PCR negative test, either one. Yes, perfect, you see. And Jeannie. I always get that messed up, that name. I apologize. Monkey Life. We were coming in November, but canceled because we aren't coming on vacation and dealing with that crap. In USA, haven't even wore a mask since in June. Listen, don't allow that to stop you from coming. Please don't. It's not a reality. It is just written on paper, but it's not in practice. It's just a theory right now. I'm going to do a video once that whole thing comes out. And I couldn't imagine these restaurants here saying, oh, before you go in, may I see your vaccine passport? I'll tell you something right now. Cheers won't be doing it because they are an open restaurant. You don't have to enter anything. Of course, you go in and you're underneath a umbrella, like a big tiki tent. And also Plan B, I don't go there any longer because of the way they had treated me when I was there in a very disrespectful way, not once but 2 times. So I don't want to give them promotion on my channel, but I will say this, they're also open concept, and I'm sure that they're not going to do that either. I don't think a lot of places need to do that. I think it's only going to be enclosed places, like places where you go inside. Mojitos in Cabarete, it's impossible. Why are they going to ask you for it? You just go along the beach because their tables are on the beach. You just go along the beach. And even if it is a rainy day, most people, they just stay at home on rainy days, right? But if you want to go to a restaurant on a rainy day, you just call yourself a private driver because you don't need that passport to have a private driver. And what tourists are going to take the guagua anyway if they're only here for 7 days, unless they want to do it as an experience, or if they've taken it before and they're just local here themselves, like a local Dominican, like they've been here so many times that taking a guagua is just like normal for them, then that's fine, right? Put your mask on and just show your negative test. You know, let's not make a big deal out of it. We have a pretty cool president here, and he has to work in accordance with other prime ministers and presidents around the world that are just a little too much. Remember, last year when Vin Diesel was here, Vin Diesel and the president were on the beach signing papers, and they were close together. Like, you know, our president is a pretty cool dude, and I think he is working in accordance with other countries in order to revive tourism here. But he's not going to listen to everyone else when we're doing pretty good here. They closed down the borders here 3 months in, right? Bam, closed down the borders for 3 months. No, wait, I think I hit everyone, what, January? And I think the world closed down in what, February, March? And then I think the borders closed here a couple of months later. And like, I think the borders were closed from like May to July, or like April to July. I'm pretty sure they opened up back in July, the end of July. You know, we were closed down here before anyone else did that, like around the world that I heard of, right? I know Canada was slow on the mark. And so when the Dominican Republic did it, it really showed the world how serious they were. They were ahead of the game. And it wasn't even this president that did it. It was the old president that did it. And then this president that came in, sorry guys, this president that came in, he continued with it. And he continued with it and continued with it right up until the 11th of October when the curfew ended Monday. So now he's like, okay, curfew's open back up. Everything's back to normal. We don't wear masks. I don't see anyone wearing masks here at all. Off the top of my head, on the beach, no one's wearing masks on the beach. It's too hot for that stuff. Only one restaurant, like I said, and I'm not going to call the restaurant out because I love them there, and it's one of my favorite spots to go to. But I feel so sorry for the working girls there. Not working girls and street girls, but the ladies that work there, because they have the masks on, and we can't even hear them when they ask us something. They have to take down the mask and say, oh, what would you like? Right? And when I'm with Mr. T at that place, Mr. T won't even go back to that place right now and buy drinks unless he's with me. Because he'll be like, oh, if he's going by, he'll be like, oh, hey. But he refuses to go in there because it annoys him that they're wearing these masks still. And it's the only restaurant that we go to that's enforcing this. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. And you can see that the girls don't even like it, but they deal with it because it's their job, right? And they have no choice. But I said, again, one of the girls, she's loaded all the way from here to here with big fat boils. They're not pussy pimples, but you can see that her skin is trying to breathe. And it's just so sad, And it's like, no, I really feel that the president should make some type of a comment about the masks, since none of us are wearing them any longer. I really feel that he should say something in order to let some of the good restaurant, I don't want to say good restaurant owners, the fearful restaurant owners, let them know that it's okay. Your workers don't have to wear masks any longer, right? These girls are around each other every day. They're around us every day. And most times when people are wearing their mask, it's down to here. It's not on their nose and on their mouth. It's down to here, off their chin. What the heck? It doesn't even make sense any longer. Oh, gosh. And the only time I really do see people wearing masks on the beach, a mask on the beach. Like, it just sounds so strange. Because we're outside, and on the beach there's social distancing because everyone is in their own little group, right? Like, it's not like everyone is at an arena or a baseball game or whatever, right? Everyone's in their own little seats. And I always know when it's a foreigner that's only been here for a few days because they have their mask on. And there's like 5 guys in a group, but there's always that one. Sorry if you are that one. I'm sorry. You probably only wear it because you're nervous, maybe you already had the virus and already almost died, and maybe you're scared to get it again, or maybe you know someone that died, or maybe you're just a generally careful person, just in general. And I don't mean to put you down or laugh at you or mock you. That's not my intention right now. But if you're that person out of the 5 in the group, I see you. So does everyone else here on the island. We all see you. You look just like a tourist. You look like you just got here a couple of hours ago. You have your mask on, you're on the beach, and you're looking around like this, and you're noticing that no one else is wearing, masks, and you're all scared, and you're thinking that you're going to get something from everyone. The mask is not to prevent you from getting something. The mask is supposed to be for you, if you are ill, not to give it to someone else. Okay? So when I see someone with a mask on, I immediately think 2 things. They're paranoid, or they are sick and they're trying to protect us. And I'm not going near you, right? And I will say to you, if you're wearing a mask, I'll say, are you sick right now? And almost 99% people say, no, I'm just wearing the mask. And they turn around, they talk, I'm just wearing the mask. I'm like, what? I can't hear you. Why are you wearing your mask right now? Because we are outside and we have social distancing, right? And so this is what I'm finding more and more of. People are just being more wise to the fact that, yeah, these masks aren't going to do anything for you at all. What are they supposed to do? Especially, I see some people in a car, and I'm not laughing at people, because some people, they have real fears, like, real fears. And I understand real fear. Side note, they're doing construction in my building, right? And I don't know, there was a rat. I thought it was a mouse, okay? And there was a rat. I heard it first in my kitchen. And then I went out to go make some popcorn. It was like evening time. And I went out into my kitchen and I heard something go, a lot. It wasn't like a little mouse. And then I heard a thump, like it fell from behind my washer. This thing sounded heavy. And I was terrified. I just backed up and went right back in my room. And I was genuinely afraid. And I'm not that person that's afraid of things. I was genuinely afraid. I thought it was probably this big. Then I put out some sticky things, right? And then I put it in the cupboard where Noche's food was. Because sometimes I'll give her dog food. Generally, I don't. I just feed her like real good meats and stuff like that. But so it was just stored in the cupboard. And so I saw one day that it was chewed. The bag was chewed. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that rat. So I put the sticky thing out inside the cupboard where that dog food was. And again, I left my bedroom to go get myself a glass of water. In the evening time, the lights were all out in my kitchen. And I heard in my cupboard, thump, thump, thump. It sounded like a cat, like moving around. And it was like flipping off, like trying to get off that sticky thing. And I did not open up my cupboard. I was like, no, what I don't know won't hurt me. And I said, I'll get it in the morning. In the morning, I went back to get it, and it was off the sticky trap. And the sticky trap was still right side up. And I was like, no, this cannot be. And then I found a little hole by my washer. Like there's a little tube that goes out. And so I plugged it up with some plastic bag because someone told me at a restaurant, I was telling someone how terrified I was of it. And they said, you know what, just plug that hole up and you'll be good. Because I was going to put out more traps, and someone told me to put out, what's it called? Peanut butter and soda. You mix it together, and then the rat comes for it, eats it, and then takes it back to their whatever, and they die. But I didn't find that logical. Because I'm like, well, they're just going to keep coming if I keep feeding them. Like, so when that person told me, find the hole and plug it, that's what I did. And I just plugged it with like a plastic baggie, right? So I found it behind my thing. And then I was using the washroom in the middle of the night, and this rat, I saw it it was in my bathroom because it was probably trying to get out through my bedroom because it couldn't get back out through that hole, right? So here I am. I go into the washroom and it ran out. It gave itself away because if it just stayed like under the sink, I wouldn't even have known it was there. But it was so much more afraid of me. And then that's when I felt bad for it because I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is so afraid of me. Like it's not trying to eat me. It's not trying to like, come on me in the middle of the night and attack me, So I saw it run out and it was this big. Oh, wait. About that big. Let me see. It was bigger than a mouse, and it was a rat because the tail was thick. Oh, getting itchy. The tail was thick. And I was like, I screamed. And then I said, I was terrified. And I was like, I can't sleep in my room tonight. And then I was like, well, what am I going to do? I was going to go sleep in my spare room, but I have the spare room mattress on top of my bed, so I could have like a higher bed. So I have no mattress on that bed in that bedroom. And then I was thinking I'd sleep on my couch, but then I was like, no, because if there's more rats, I was terrified. I scared myself to a point where I probably was one of those people that wear masks. And then I said to myself, no, I'm just going to pray. Well, first of all, I went and got the broom and opened up my window here. And I don't like to keep it open at night because I don't want anything else coming in, like centipedes and stuff like that. So I got the broom and then, I was trying to scare it, hitting my bed, going behind my bed with the long pole part and everything. And we're talking like 1 o'clock in the morning. Then finally I was just like, I can't do this to myself. I can't. If this rat comes up in the middle of the night on my bed, I will feel it. And then I'll just shoot it off. Like I just couldn't live with that fear. So I left the light on. I did go to sleep with the light on, I won't lie. I left the light on and I just prayed and I fell asleep. In the morning, I kind of looked around to see what was going on and I opened up this door so it could run out if it was still in my bedroom. Right? And I didn't hear any more or see any more after that. I think it was one rat that found its way in, coming in and out and was trying to get food, Noche's dog food or whatever. And that was it. And he probably figured out that I was onto him now, plugged his hole up, and he's not wanted in my bedroom. And that's it. I got past that fear, but it does take a lot to get past fears. Today I saw a little gecko and I made a video about it because I saw another woman on Instagram. She made an Instagram video and she was leaving her apartment and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so afraid. And she said she's afraid of lizards. She was afraid of lizards. They don't want to have anything to do with human beings. They like bugs, right? And she's like, I'm so afraid. And I felt so sorry for her because I was like, oh my gosh, lizards are everywhere here. What is she doing here? So yeah, that was actually very interesting when I saw that video. And we have to get past our fears and we have to have faith. And it was hard for me to get past that fear, knowing that rat was under my bed and I had to sleep on my bed. And then I said to myself, well, imagine if I went to the washroom and it didn't run out. And then I went to bed and it ran under my bed as I was sleeping. I wouldn't know and it wouldn't bother me, right? So at least I knew. And I slept okay after that too. I mean, I'm very proud of myself that I got over that fear because it was a rat. And it was like, I would have to say a baby rat because it looked like a large mouse. Like yeah, about this big. I'm not talking with the tail. I'm talking about the body from the head to the butt, about that big. Let me see. Yeah, about that big. And the tail was like longer. Oh. And I was terrified, but it was more afraid of me. So you guys, this mask stuff, this everything, give us a chance as human beings to have herd immunity. Give us a chance to use our natural, God-given, biological war, like, you know, ammunition to fight against things. Yes, I do believe that medicines are really good for certain things. I mean, come on, when we have the common cold, it's nice to have a little bit of Tylenol, cold and flu, and put that back and just go to sleep and wake up in the morning and feel a lot better, right? And antibiotics. These are really good things to take because they do help prevent and they do help heal. So I'm not one of those people where I'm like, don't take anything. No, I'm not that. But I am saying, come on, we do have to get to a point where we believe in herd immunity and where we are not allowing our freedoms to be taken away from us, even us stealing them away from ourselves. So when I see you here with a mask on, I know you haven't been here for long. You probably just arrived here the week before, and you just, you know, you're just still getting used to the atmosphere and the reality that there's a different living here. And if I see you with a mask on like the first week, usually I see you with the mask right here, right? The second week. And if you're staying for a month, by the third week, I will get a little cheeky with you and I will ask you, where's your mask? I'm that person. I'll be like, where's your mask? And then they'll be like, in my pocket. My mask is in my pocket. And I'll be like, oh, okay. How come you're not wearing it? Right? And that's me. I'm that person. As I want to ask them why. Like, what was it that made you realize you don't need this thing right now? And some people will say, oh, it's too hot. It's too hot. And some people will say, well, I don't think I really need it. You know, I'm outside. And then I'd be like, oh, do you wear it when you're in the house? No, not really. And then some guys that like to get the working girls, you know, I'll be like, oh, what about when your girl is over? Do you wear it when she's over? No, no. And I'm like, but maybe she was with a lot of men before she got with you today or yesterday. No, I know. That's all. And they stop wearing the mask because they start realizing that, you know, herd immunity is a real thing. Now, I'm not saying that it's, you know, there's no virus out there. I will say over and over, I think a lot of people here did have it at some point way in the beginning. But now we don't really hear about that too much here in Sosua, no. I heard of one person passing away in Sosua, in Los Charamicos, right here next door at the next building, like a building over, not the next building, but the building over. And he was, they said he died of COVID, but he was older and he was in a wheelchair and he was very close to death anyway. So I think it was just compromised his immune system and he just couldn't fight it. But let me see what comments I got going on here, guys. Peb, hi Cerise, we'll see you for the holidays. The Johnsons, oh, I would love to see you. Stephen Phillips, yes, you are the real deal. Thank you, sweetheart. AGE, are the hostels in Sosua, I think you mean hospitals. In Sosua looking for something relatively cheap. Oh, hostels, you do mean hostels, okay. $20 to $25 a night. I want to stay for 3 weeks and there are a few options on Airbnb. I know that there's some in Cabarete. Oh, hold on one second, guys. It's my door. Hold on. I'm back, guys. Delivery. So hostels, you can get some hostels in Cabarete. I know there is a place here in Los Charamicos, and it goes for, it was before the everything changed, $10 a night, and that's where a lot of the ladies stay, and it's just over here. But I cannot say how safe it is, and I cannot say how many rooms they have or anything like that. I just don't know. I can find out for you if you give me a shout. I'm just finishing up on my live. And let me see here. The mandate, Jean says, the mandate is for schools too. Poor kids are getting jabbed with their poison. Yeah, you know what? Only like 350 died worldwide already, has terminal illnesses. Oh my gosh, 70% of the hospitalized now had the jab. Yes, Deborah S. says that's funny. You know what? The children here, I don't know of any of them getting it, like sick or the X, but most of the children are working online here. Most of the children have been working online here. I haven't seen any children in their uniforms. A lot of the times I would see children in their uniforms coming home from school, going to school in the mornings all the time. I haven't seen any children in uniforms, and most of the parents that I know, their children were online, learning online here on the internet, and they were learning online. And I don't know if they are still learning online or not, but yeah. So I guess when they go back to school, it will be mandated, but I think by the time they go back to school, most of the people here will have it. Because again, a lot of the Dominicans, you know, plenty of them, I can't even give a number because I wouldn't know, but I know a lot of people that do not have identification. I know a lot of people who were just born in the countryside and never got their ID. They weren't born in a hospital and they don't have any identification, right? Because to get your identification, you have to take your mother and your father's information and go get it. I dated a guy here that didn't have his father's identification because his father had died, and he couldn't prove that, like he couldn't get his ID, put it that way, because he just couldn't prove it. So he had to go talk to his friend. Here, there's like, you know, you have a friend that knows a friend, and you know, and I'm like that now too. I know I have a lot of contacts here. So, but he had to go to the city hall, I guess you call it. They call it the municipal here. He had to go to the municipal and speak to his friend, and his friend had to do something for him, like undercover, and say okay. And his friend had to get his dad's cedula, that's the ID, identification. It's called cedula, 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 and he had to get the copy and then give it to this guy so this guy could get his identification. Now, imagine if he didn't get his own identification. He's undocumented in his own country. So how is the president, not the president, but the government at all supposed to even know that this dude exists? Right? Like that, this is what I've been thinking about lately. And we don't have a mailing system here. There's no federal mail here. Like there's no postman that's going to show up at your door with a piece of mail. You have to like go get a special account at like Taino or EPS or CPS or DHL, places like that, and you have to get an account, and you give your passport number, and then when you want to get something delivered to you, a package delivered to you here, they deliver it. For instance, a scenario, you order something online from Amazon. Amazon sends it to an address in Miami. So when you go to EPS, let's say, or Tayano or CPS or any of those places, they give you a mailbox address in America. Miami, I have a Miami address, mailbox address, and it's connected to my passport. And that's the address I give to Amazon. I don't give a Dominican address when I order something from Wish.com, from Alibaba, from Amazon. My buddy sent me something from Canada. I give an American address, Miami. And then from Miami, it takes a couple of days to come here, like about 3 days or so. I mean, obviously, Wish.com, when I was living in Canada and I ordered something from Wish.com, it would take a month sometimes to arrive. So you always have to put into consideration that time too. If you're ordering something from China, right, that's always going to take a while. But here, there has been times where I've gotten something from China in 2 weeks, right? So China seems to be getting better on their delivery system as well, just around the world, I think. But yeah, they don't even have federal mailboxes here. Nobody has a mailbox outside their house. Nobody has a mailbox in their door, like a mail slot, nothing. So what are you doing? Like how is anything supposed to be mandated in regards to that? How are you supposed to figure out how many people in each province have it or not? Right? So that's why I'm like, don't worry. Don't worry. This is just something that is on paper. It is theory. It's not in practice, and there's no way it can be put in practice as much as it can be put in practice in Canada. Canada, everyone has that mark of beast. Birth certificate, driver's license, address. I have one friend who was getting something called CERB. I think it was Canadian, I don't know what it even stood for, CERB. I didn't get it here. I remember on a live to air one time, a woman said, Cerise, don't put down Canada. You know you're getting that CERB. No, I'm not, because I don't trust people all the time, and I don't need anyone looking up my name on the income. I did my income tax since I've been here, but I'm not doing it next year because I don't need to. I'm gonna just. You can tell Canada that you were given back your citizenship, and that's that. Like you don't need a dual citizenship. If I'm never going back to Canada, then why do I need that citizenship, right? You just contact the CR whatever, and you just say to them, hey, I don't want to be considered a citizen any longer. I know people here who have done that, Canadians here who have done that, and they told me they do that, and so they don't do their taxes. But I have done my taxes since being here every year, right? So because I just don't want people talking or trying to cause problems. So of course I didn't get the CERB at all because, it doesn't make sense, right? But I know one woman that was getting CERB in Canada. I know a lot of people that were getting CERB in Canada. And I think it stands for Canadian Emergency Relief Benefits, right? Something like that. I don't know, the acronym stands for something. But in any case, this one woman didn't get it. She didn't get the X. And now they're cutting her off. They told her that they need more proof of certain something. Another woman, they told her they need more proof of certain something. Another guy, proof of certain something. All three of these people are not X'd. And I'm like, you're not X'd. That's why. If they were X'd, they probably would be getting their CERB still, And this is just ridiculous. I don't even know what to say about it. But it's because Canada is so regimented in that way. They have your address, they have your taxes, they have your birth certificate number, they have everything on you. You are a number in every agency you go to, everything you do, even a health card number. You know how we have health insurance in Canada? Not health insurance, but like free health care. We can go to a doctor without paying for the doctor. A lot of Americans don't understand that we don't get free medication with that. We only can go to a doctor and a hospital for free. But if someone breaks their leg, they'll get a cast for free, but they're not going to get an air cast boot. They get crutches sometimes for free, but they're not going to get those nice silver crutches for free. They're going to get your old-fashioned wooden ones for free. I mean, anything free is nice, though, don't get me wrong. But the healthcare system, when I first came here, there was an older gentleman, and he's like, he was going home after 3 months. And I was like, why are you going home? He's 70 years old. I said, why are you going home? Like, back to Canada. And he's like, oh, the health care. And I'm like, what about the health care? He said, well, if you don't go back after 3 months, they cut you off from the health care. And I said, but you're healthy. And he's like, yeah, but 70 years old. And I was like, do you go to the doctor often? No. Do you take medication? No. This is a healthy man. And I said, so why are you going back? If you have to go back to Canada, when you go back after you're there for a month, you go to the office, the Health Canada office, and they reinstate it. It's just a way to get people to go back. It's a way to control people. And then when the pandemic hit, what did he do? He stayed his butt right here, and he's still here and still has not returned. And every single time I see him on the street, I'm like, hey, D. His name starts with a D. I'm not going to say his name out. But I always say, hey, D, you didn't go back yet. Because remember, I'm that person where I'm like, oh. So I'm like, you didn't go back yet. And he's like, no. I'm like, what about your health care? And he's like, I have health care here. And I'm like, oh, okay. And somehow he got health care. Now, remember, health care at Universal after age 65, you can't get it. But if you get it before age 65, then you have it forever. But I'm sure there's some places here that may give you insurance if you're older than 65. And if you're a veteran from America, you're set up quite well in Puerta Plata. You want to check out Tailor Made Dreams channel for that. You want to talk to Russell because he's very much involved in that. A lot of veterans don't realize that they have a division here in Puerta Plata where you can go and get free massages and you can go and get checkups. You can go, it's like a whole clinic, a whole veterans clinic in Puerta Plata for American veterans. So you might want to check that out as well. And maybe they can give you guys information on more health care. Deborah, I was talking about the rat. Oh, I know, right? Do we need to use our social security number to open up a bank account? No, you use your passport. But if you want to open up a bank account, you have to do it before like 30 days. So if you're here for like 3 months, don't wait on your second month to go open up your bank account. It has to be within the first 30 days of your visa. Now, you don't have to leave your first 30 days. You can stay because you just go to the airport and you pay your overstay taxes. I did a video on that. And if you're here for 3 months, like 1 month to 3 months, you're going to pay $50. 3 months to 9 months, you're going to pay $80, so on and so forth. Just watch the video that I put up. It's only 1 minute long and it shows you, or you can Google it on the internet and you just Google overstay taxes in the Dominican Republic, and right away all types of information will pull up, and it will even give you a form, like a piece of, like a I guess a piece of paper, but it's not a piece of paper because it's online, but it's like a photo of all of the dates right up to 10 years, how much you would pay. Okay, so you guys are here, get your bank account, give me a shout. I give consultations. And I really enjoy talking to you guys about coming here. But again, my heart is hurting for those of you who are changing your plans, because it's taking us right back to, step A, to step one, where people were like, oh, it's a curfew, I'm not coming. And I understood, but I only understood when the curfew was 2 o'clock in the afternoon and when it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon on weekends. I understood that. But then when it went to 5 o'clock on weekends and 7 o'clock during the day, right? I was telling a lot of people, if you are not a nighttime person, then by 7 o'clock, it's usually getting darker here. The beach is closed down anyway by 7. So you're not missing out on anything. Come here. And a lot of you guys listen to that. And a lot of you guys, when I would see you on the roads and the streets, you're like, Cerise, you know what? You're right. You're right. I don't even notice a curfew. And a lot of people didn't notice a curfew. And then when they brought the curfew to like 9 o'clock on the weekends, and then 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the weekday, and they gave us 2 hours to get home, that's not a curfew any longer, right? The bars and restaurants had to close at 11. But we could still have 2 hours to get home. Who's on the streets anyway at 1 o'clock in the morning? You usually finish, by 11 o'clock, you usually have your good night. Now, people like to go to the casinos and people like to go to discos, and those weren't open, but they're open now. So you can go ahead and enjoy yourself. And, so don't get stuck getting yourself into that state of mind where it's back where people are like, I'm not going there because of the curfew. Don't. When you come here, you're not going to, no one is going to tell you to put a mask on in these streets. Nobody is going to stop you. I don't even see police officers on their bikes wearing masks any longer. That was the few stragglers. Like, that was the last few people that live here that I would see wearing them. Police officers. But now I don't even see police officers wearing them any longer at all. At all. Not at all. So, you're not going to be told in the street to put on your mask. It's just when you go in the grocery store. But you don't need to go into the grocery stores if you're only visiting here. Go to the mini markets and support the local mini markets, the local convenience stores. They sell everything. The local convenience stores have meat. They have frozen fish, if you like fish, like filet fish and everything. They have cheese. They have eggs. They have sausages. They have bacon. They have hair conditioner. They have everything you need in a colmado, in a mini market, okay? And you don't need to go in there with a mask on. And that's where I do most of my shopping. Or you just get your stuff delivered to you. You call the market. I get Onanki here in Los Charamicos. I contact him via WhatsApp, and I tell him what I need, no matter what it is. And he delivered broccoli, zanahorias, carrots. Zanahorias are carrots. Broccoli, carrots, onions, olive oil, right? Anything I want. I WhatsApp Onanki. And if you don't speak Spanish, go on Google, translate it, put it into WhatsApp. Bam. Any colmado is convenience store or mini market. Any colmado or convenience store here would love the business, and you just tell them where you live. Especially if you're in a gated community, you tell them, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm located in, Club Residential, Los Charamicos, Club Nautico, located in, for me, when I talk, I just say I'm located right here in Freinds, wherever I live. I'm not going to say here on the, on the feed, but, you just say where you live. And if they don't know, you just go down to your front desk and you get, a motor control outside to say where you are. And they come. And once they come the first time, they know where you are every time after. And you order your food. And you go to the beach. And you chill out. And you go to open restaurants. Do not allow this mandate, right, to stop you from coming to the Dominican Republic. It's only if you're going to be going to school, if you're going to the gym. Now, if you're going to the gym, then I don't know what to say. Work out, exercise on the beach. There's an exercise group that exercises outside of the gym. They do like Tai Chi and stuff like that. You can do all that. There are options, and you're not going to be stuck. I understand, because you're not here, you can't see for yourself, and you really don't know. But I can promise you that it's not going to be as frightening as you think it would be, right? That's not going on. And the government has plans to end it as soon as most people here, Dominicans, have their second vaccine. And that's only the Dominicans that are documented, right? And I guess anyone else that is a resident here, right? That's like a Haitian or something like that, or an expat or something like that, right? They're only waiting for 70%. They're not saying 100% people, okay? So I'm going to come off the live soon because I have company and I got to get going. The curfew is good for me because you're an introvert. Hey, Shay Star, how you doing? Yes, you're an introvert. Beta, that's called a beta personality. You guys check out Cerise, it's my new channel. SIRACE. Sosity. And it is about the six personalities. I am a Sigma, but I don't have any information on Sigma right now. Right now I have Alpha, and I have Beta, and I have Gamma. Just 1 minute videos just saying what personality types are. I'm going to be getting into some more heavy stuff on that channel though, because I think it's important. Not everybody is an Alpha. And Paul S says hello from Toronto. Hey, Paul S in Toronto. All right, guys, I just wanted to jump on today because I promised you that I was going to do a live to air, and I also wanted to just give you all that information about tourism is booming here. And, don't wait to buy, don't wait to rent, don't wait for this mandate to go. Just come on down, enjoy yourself. The president had to do something to get us off the red list here. We really rely on tourism here. The president had to do something to tell the world that, hey, okay, we're going to show that we care. But at the same time, the Dominican Republic was the first place that I ever heard of to close down the borders for as long as they did. It's a great country to come to, and it's a wonderful place to live. Okay, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'm back, guys. My company's gone. It was just a delivery, and they wanted to talk for a minute. But listen, when I'm on my live to air, you guys know I go 2 hours or more. As you know, I love you like that. All right. Deborah, thanks. I will go back and listen to the video. Yes, you guys that are just hopping on now, I will tell you, please, don't get discouraged. Please don't get discouraged. Come on down. Hold on. Come on down. We're waiting for you here. We're looking forward to looking forward to meeting you. I went out the other night to Velvet Cafe, and we were like 10 people deep, myself and 9 other people. And all of the people that I was with are people who I met from my YouTube channel. Imagine, I was the only Canadian as well. Like, imagine, go on my Facebook and you'll see some of the videos that I put up of the other night. Wednesday night, I think it was. Or Tuesday night, something like that. Tuesday night. And it was amazing. And we were all having fun. And I don't know why things would be mandated now for a passport when we've been chilling in bars and restaurants together for all the time. Even we haven't been wearing masks for a very long time here. like a lot of us anyway, not all of us. Some people enjoy wearing masks. Some people enjoy wearing masks. And I had a client, a soul coaching client, um, contact me, and he said he doesn't believe in all this stuff, but he is very insecure of his face, his nose, and he said it was so beautiful to just hide his nose because it was one of his biggest insecurities that he's ever had in his life. And he said wearing a mask it changed him as a man, because everyone had to wear a mask. He's like, now that insecurity he's getting back again, because it's making him feel like, he has his nose that he doesn't like. But I mean, that's the only thing that I heard of a person really enjoying the mask that wasn't into all of the XX stuff. But I would say, come on down. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys. I'm looking forward to just chilling with you. I can't wait to upload this little video that I took today of this baby gecko. It was in my apartment, and I picked it up, like I cupped over it and everything, and I had him on my finger for like a good minute. And I can't wait to upload that video. I'm going to upload that maybe later on tonight. It was so cute. And I just want to say, like, those are the beautiful things here in the Dominican Republic that we can come and we can enjoy, not just lizards, but beaches and rivers and open restaurants. And if you are not taking a public bus, then, and you're not going to the gym, and you're not going into a bank, and you're not working here, then you have nothing to worry about. And especially if you're coming here on a resort, you have absolutely nothing to worry about, because anyone on a resort won't even know about that passport thing. You don't have to show your passport anywhere at all. I don't know if you go off the resort, I couldn't imagine, because most resorts provide shuttle, right? So you wouldn't have to worry about public transit. And I mean, where would you go that you would need it? I don't know of anywhere else. The hospital, you don't need it. Church, you don't need it, right? It's only restaurants and bars, but most of them are open concept. And like all of them that I know are open concept that I go to. I don't go to any, and again, even when I do go to a bar that does have air conditioning inside, and it is inside, it's boring sitting inside. No one's in there, right? The restaurants that I go to, people are in there. There's nobody inside of the restaurant enjoying the air conditioner. Most people are on the patio having a drink, having a bite, and they're talking. The patios are always booming. So I'm encouraging you guys to not cancel your trip. Like I told you, during the curfew time, come down and enjoy yourself. And Deborah, you're an introvert, but don't you worry, because when you get down here, walking along the beach and chilling out alone, or, whatever, it's okay. Contact me. Come on out with me. I'm an introvert too, believe it or not. I guess I'm a alpha sigma. Okay, a sigma is like, a person that appreciates their quiet time alone, but they're like an alpha, right? So I can understand that introvert mentality. I love spending time alone in the house. I love it. Some days I pray, I'm like, oh God, please, like, just let me do all my appointments from home today. So yesterday I stayed in. Today I stayed in. Tomorrow I might go out. Sunday I'm staying in. Monday I have to go out. But I love spending time alone. I'm working so hard on so many things. My Sorority channel, my channel for you guys here. I love doing this channel. You guys are just so close to my heart. You don't even know. And then also a dream journal. I'm going to be working on a dream journal book. I'm really excited to give that to you guys. Like, so excited. And that's about it. I got one more thing right here. Deborah, I love walking. Oh, Deborah, if you love walking, then you will find that walking along the beach, you will meet people. People will say hi to you, even if they notice that you are a quiet one and just kind of keeping to yourself. You know, they will come up to you and they'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? Can I get you something?" And you know, you can just talk to someone. Get a little chair on the beach. Even if you're shy or you're nervous, you know, don't be, because everyone here, you know, not everyone here is here with someone. Um, I'm here alone, and I go to most of the restaurants alone. I go a lot of places alone, unless it's like an event. I'll invite people, but most times I'll just say to people, "Hey, I'm going to karaoke tonight. You going?" You know, I'm part of a group, a karaoke group now. They added me to it, and I we just all talk on that and we all meet up. So Deborah, if you're just a little shy and you would still like to go out with people, let me know, because you can come out with myself and my friends when we are all going out somewhere, and you can meet a lot of people. And also, my friend Tyson, for those of you who are going to be in town tonight, check out Velvet Cafe across from Envy. Beautiful place, air conditioned inside, but beautiful place. And you guys can go there. Tyson is singing there tonight. I introduced him to the owner, Vanessa. Remember, I did a video. Some of you guys might remember. I was at Velvet Cafe last Tuesday, and I did a video with her dad, who was the first professional MLB baseball player ever in Sosua, to leave Sosua and go play in America. He played for the Dodgers. He played for uh, New Mexico, Albuquerque, or something like that. Sorry, I'm Canadian. I don't know. He played for them. He played for Texas. I did a video there. And I also did a video with Vanessa a week before that, just of her cafe. It says cafe, but I call it more of a lounge because it's more like a gentleman's bar. Everyone sits back. She has all the top notch, you know, top shelf alcohols, and also she sells like really nice cocktails and all at really inexpensive prices, like comparable prices to the rest of the Dominican prices that you would pay somewhere in like a humble bar, right? When you walk by it, it looks real fancy. The girls are all dressed up in short skirts and ties, and it looks real fancy. But the prices don't reflect the upscale look. So don't worry, the prices are good. The food is amazing. You know, when everyone ordered food that night, and it was like amazing. The nachos were out of this world. I thought it was. I asked my friend Jason was there. Hey Jason, how you doing, sweetheart? If you're watching or when you watch. So Jason has a YouTube channel as well, and he ordered nachos, and I said, "What is that? Chili?" Because there was so much meat on top, and the whole bottom and around the sides is layered with like nacho chips, but in the middle it was like, and it's for two people, but it looked like it was for one, right? Like one could eat it, but he couldn't eat it. Him and Turn the Page, they ate it together. It looks like it's no, it looks like it's for three actually, but one could eat it. I think I would have to bring it home, and you know, I can have an appetite at times, clearly. But I it was good food. So if you guys are out tonight, out and about, go check out Tyson. He's starting at 9 o'clock, but get there for 8 so you can have a nice drink and chill out and stuff like that and enjoy a night. I don't know if he's going to be there every Friday, but I do know he's going to be there tonight. And if there's anything else you guys want to know, you can email me at cerisefairfax@gmail.com, the exact same spelling as this YouTube channel. And if you're just cluing into my channel and this is your first time seeing me, welcome. My name is Cerise. And yeah, subscribe. I upload all types of videos. Story time. I have a story time right now that I might I might upload tomorrow since it's going to be Saturday. I've been trying to stick to story time Saturdays, but it just hasn't been sticking yet. But I'm going to try. I have it right. I did it last night, and I'm going to edit it today so I can put it up hopefully by tomorrow. And that's about it, you guys. As well, I just want to say thank you so much for always joining me. Thank you so much for just asking me questions. You guys can also WhatsApp me. If you have WhatsApp or Telegram, feel free to reach out, or Signal, reach out. Those are 3 applications where you can use WhatsApp to call for free on WhatsApp. But don't call because I'm always busy and I don't have a personal assistant, and I like to deal with you guys on a personal level. So that's why I don't have an assistant. But I will definitely get back to you if you leave me a voice note, if you also leave me a text message on Signal, on Telegram, or WhatsApp. Okay? A lot of you guys have been reaching out to me on Instagram, and I don't get back to you on that because it doesn't go into my primary or my general folder. It goes into request messages, and I don't always check those at all. Don't contact me on Facebook. Please don't. On Facebook Messenger. Don't. I don't use it. I actually put a post out on Facebook the other day explaining to people, don't message me on there. Because you know why? I have a lot of friends on Facebook. Like, you know, I don't know. Some of them, they like that the thug game. They like all those little games that they invite me to. Or they're trying to get a free iPhone. They think those free iPhone ad things are like real. So they apply for it, and then it says, send this to 10 of your friends. And then, of course, they send it to me. And I can't tell you the list of these fake free coupons that come in on my messenger. So I don't check my messenger. And the other day I checked it, and I was answering messages from 2 years ago. There's another vlogger here named Kirkwood, and I messaged him and I was like, where did you get that picture? Because I didn't even recognize one of the promotion pictures that he sent to me in my messenger box. And he's like, Cerise, that was from 2 years ago. So that will tell you how much I check Facebook Messenger. If you want to do business with me, no Facebook Messenger. You're free to go on my Facebook and comment on my posts, and you're free to add me as a friend, right? I have a lot of friend requests too. Sorry if I don't answer your friend requests. It's just I have so many of them. And I don't, if we don't have any friends in common, then chances are I don't look at that first. But I do leave my Facebook open. So you can always comment on any of the posts that I put up there. It doesn't matter what it's on. And you can say in my post, Cerise, this is my name. Add me as a friend, and I will do it immediately, right? Like if you comment and you're like, hey, Cerise, my name is Victor or Natalie, respond to my friend request. Bam, I'll do it immediately because you're probably buried in amongst a whole bunch of other friend requests, right? But if I know that you're on my page and you want something and you want to deal with me in regards to business, or you're coming here and you want to meet up for a quick chit chat, or a consultation, then yes, I usually, when I meet up with people, it's usually for consultation purposes, just to let you know that. But again, my Facebook is open. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn, everything, every social media almost. Okay, so feel free to add me on all of them, and follow for a follow. Alrighty guys, let me see if I have any more messages before I let you go. The mosquitoes are coming out. I have one from Blue Vega. Hi Cerise, hope you're good. Can you help me with finding a place in Puerta Plata? Absolutely, I can. You just have to let me know what day you are coming, how long you need it for, what your budget is, and exactly what you're looking for in regards to how many bedrooms, or if you just want a studio. Do you need air conditioning? Do you need hot water? Do you want it to be furnished? Do you need internet, flat screen TV with cable? Most people when they come, they want that, all of that. They want at least a studio, but they do want it furnished, and they do want Wi-Fi, and they do want a screen TV, a flat screen TV, cable, and something with bars, and they don't necessarily need 24-hour security guard, but they want something safe. Most of the places that I do get are furnished. They all have Wi-Fi and they all have cable for the most part. Okay, now if you're just looking for something really humble, then yeah, sometimes you can get something unfurnished and you're good to go. You get your own everything and you're good to go, especially if you're here long term. You can really get a less, like a better deal if it's unfurnished and you're paying for all your other stuff. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you. I'll be putting up a story time tomorrow. I'll be putting up that gecko video. I'll be putting up some more videos on homes that are for rent, homes that are for sale, apartments, condos. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for subscribing and joining me. If you have any questions, message me personally. I'm here for you. I got your back. Remember, I'm a one-stop shop and I can help you, connect you with whatever you're looking for here. If I don't know, I'll find it out for you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Blesses.